So, how does a simple childhood toy lead to a career building infrastructure projects worth over $2 billion? For a lot of people, engineering is just a job. But for Pavel Samuta, it's a completely different way of seeing the world. Today, we're going to dive into the story of an engineer who perfectly blends a lifelong passion for making things with the incredibly high-stakes world of industrial innovation.
And right here, this is where it all started. For Pavel, this old Soviet-era constructor set, it wasn't just a toy. It was his first real lesson in mechanics, in creativity, and how things actually work. It's that moment you see how all the little individual pieces can click together to create something bigger, something entirely new.
So how do you get from a box of metal parts to where he is today? Well, to really get who Pavel is as an engineer, you have to go back to the very beginning, to the values that shaped him from day one.
Now, these experiences might seem totally separate, right? But think about it. They all came together to forge his professional DNA. That constructor set, it built his intuition for mechanics. Fishing, that taught him the incredible patience and laser focus you need for complex projects. And his first business, at 9 years old? Come on, that wasn't just about selling fish. That was the spark of an entrepreneur, understanding that the whole point of engineering is to create real, tangible value. All right, so that childhood fascination eventually collided with the tough, gritty reality of the factory floor. This is where the theory stops and the real-world engineering truly begins.
See, Pavel didn't start his career in some cushy design office. Nope, he started in 2007 right on the factory floor, getting his hands dirty as a technician. And he was immediately thrown into the deep end on massive projects, like the Zadinskia power plant reconstruction. This whole journey, from technician to lead designer, and now to running his own consultancy, it gives him this incredibly rare 360-degree view of how things get made from every single angle.
And the impact of all that work? Well, it's not small. We're talking billions. The projects Pavel has been a part of have generated over $2 billion in economic effect. This isn't just about making parts. This is about powering entire economies and creating value you can measure on a massive scale.
So, all of this deep, hands-on experience led him to his next big step. He saw this huge gap in the market. He realized that companies don't just need another designer. What they really need is someone who can build a bridge between a great business idea and the challenge of actually making it a physical reality.
And this brings us to his core identity, the engineer-entrepreneur. I love this concept. It's so powerful. He's not just a hired gun. He's a strategic partner who gets that every single screw, every gear, every technical decision has to serve a business goal. His job, really, is to take your most complex mechanical headaches and turn them into your biggest competitive advantages.
And his services, they reflect this big picture approach. I mean, it's the whole shebang. From that first spark of an idea, through meticulous 3D modeling, to the absolutely critical work of reverse engineering old, obsolete parts, all the way to standing on the factory floor and overseeing the final production. He manages the entire journey, from a sketch on a napkin to the finished hardware.
And just look at the range of his expertise. He's not stuck in one little niche. He's delivered killer solutions across some of the most demanding industries in the world. We're talking everything from heavy mining machinery to precision aerospace, all the way to medical devices and high-tech cinematography. That kind of versatility, it shows you he can apply fundamental engineering principles to literally any challenge you can throw at him.
Okay, but talk is cheap, right? The real proof is always in the work. So let's look at a few amazing examples of how Pavel took on problems that seemed, well, pretty much impossible and delivered for his clients.
All right, first up, let's go to the high-pressure world of live international broadcasting. The event, the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, back in 2018. You've got millions of people watching live. There are absolutely no do-overs. So the problem was huge. How do you get these beautiful, fluid, cinematic camera shots across a massive arena, live on the air, without a single mistake? Pavel's solution was just a masterpiece of electromechanical design, a fully remote-controlled robotic dolly. By using advanced materials like a super lightweight aluminum frame and carbon fiber tubes, he delivered a system that wasn't just dead-on precise, it gave the camera crew the creative freedom they were dreaming of. Now, let's do a complete 180. We're going from the glamour of live TV to the pure, raw grit of heavy industry. We're talking about Belaz dump trucks. These things are absolute giants, operating in the harshest mining conditions on Earth, where mechanical failure isn't just an inconvenience, it's catastrophic. So how on earth do you engineer a gearbox for that kind of punishment? You break it down and perfect every piece of the system. The electro-hydraulic control is like the brain, delivering just raw, uncompromising power when needed. The gear ratios are perfectly optimized to master that extreme terrain. And the hydrodynamic brake, that gives you superior stopping power for ultimate safety and control. It's systems-level thinking, where every single component is working in perfect harmony to dominate its environment.
Okay, this last case study is so important for today's world. What do you do when a critical piece of your industrial equipment, something designed way back in the Soviet era, fails, and the company that made it doesn't even exist anymore? For a lot of folks in the oil and gas industry, this isn't some thought experiment. It's a full-blown crisis.
Pavel's approach here is just a masterclass in modern engineering. It all starts with absolute precision, laser scanning the old parts to capture the exact geometry, then doing a deep chemical analysis to figure out what they were originally made of. But here's the genius part. He doesn't just copy it, he improves it. By recreating the rotors with stronger, more durable modern alloys, he didn't just fix a broken machine, he made it better than it was on day one, enhancing its performance for the long haul.
So after seeing all this, from live, global television, to heavy-duty mining, to critical energy infrastructure, the real question becomes pretty clear, doesn't it? How can this kind of proven, real-world problem-solving be put to work on your specific challenges? Because you see, when you bring on an expert like Pavel, the goal isn't just to get one project done. The goal is to build a real partnership that creates a lasting competitive advantage for your entire business.
So let's just boil down the value proposition. It really stands on 3 pillars. First, you get the deep expertise that only comes from over 15 years in the trenches. Second, you get proven results, backed up by a portfolio of over 600 successful projects. And third, and this is the most important one, all of that translates directly into strategic impact for your business. Lower costs, better performance, and just rock-solid reliability.
This right here is his direct promise to every client. It's a call to action. It's about reframing those problems that keep you up at night not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Opportunities to innovate, to get better, and to leave your competition in the dust.
And at the end of the day, this isn't just about business for him. It's a mission. Pavel's work is fueled by this deep belief in the power and, frankly, the prestige of his craft. In his own words, his goal is to revive the honor of engineering. So when you partner with him, you're not just hiring another engineer. You're collaborating with someone who is truly dedicated to that mission.